I'm Amy, and I had the uppers done right before Christmas of 2022 and the lowers around mid-April of 2023, so I'm just at the 1-year mark. Mine was an extremely complicated case. It started with a tongue tie when I was born. I did not know about this tongue tie until about 3 years ago. The jaw didn't fully develop as a result. When I was 12, as prep for braces, an orthodontist pulled 8 teeth. And of course, at 12, our face is still growing. The bones are still expanding. So pulling 4 baby teeth and 4 permanent teeth and putting braces on, it sinks the face inward. The braces came off when I was 16, 17, and it didn't look right. But I didn't really become aware. I just couldn't put my finger on it. And I kept thinking, gosh, this isn't me. Something's really different. My face feels sunken in. I had this narrow, tiny little bite. I don't show teeth when I smile. I show a little bit of lower teeth, but I don't show upper teeth, even when I smile super wide. And then when the teeth had come out and the braces were removed, that my face had taken on a C shape, a concave shape. I was never happy with it. So at that point, I was pursuing options, and the best option that I could find at the time was to do a surgery that would move the upper jaw forward and then the lower jaw would follow. I interviewed hundreds of surgeons. I found someone. I was ready to go. And a medical doctor I was seeing for allergies said, don't do it. It's a horrible surgery. A friend of mine in Vancouver is an orthodontist. I know that through reverse headgear, he can pull your jaw forward. Well, who wants to go through surgery if they don't have to? So I went to see him, brought all my childhood through adult photos explaining the situation. And he's like, yeah, I can do that. I do this all the time. So he convinced me he knew what he was doing. He was overly aggressive. He put me in reverse headgear that was blatantly crooked. When he put it on the little tray, I noticed it was all cattywampus. And I said, oh my gosh, this is completely crooked. He said, don't worry about that. We only care about the motion that goes forward. Don't worry about the side to side. Well, it was too aggressive. The yanking motion of the reverse headgear cost me a tooth, a major molar. So throughout all these years, this has been degrading lower and lower and lower, and my bone has been shifting. So I looked in the mirror and I'm thinking, what happened? My eyebrows are now crooked. My cheeks don't line up. My jaw is blatantly crooked. The teeth go another direction. So it always bothered me. And you'll see in the photos that my face is a little crooked. The teeth are going one direction. I was so uncomfortable with that. So at this point, I really wanted the surgery. So here I am trying to find answers. I go to a dentist in Bellevue, wonderful, lovely person, and she said that she is working with a new technology. She's learning, and it's called a DNA appliance. And then I would wear that about 14 to 16 hours a day, and that is supposed to expand and pull the upper jaw forward. So I wore both upper and lowers for about 6.5 years. This orthodontist, again, huge heart, really meant well. She was really trying to help me. Unfortunately, she got COVID very early. She was in a 6-month coma, fighting for her life, lost her hair, lost her voice. When she came out, she could barely continue. And because she was trying to help me, she agreed to meet with me. But again, during those 6 months, I was completely unsupervised. And I noticed that my teeth and back had turned on their sides. So at this point, she said, I feel like we've done as much as we can do. She said, let's see if we can put you back in braces just on the lower, just for 6 weeks, and we'll move a tooth out of the way so we can go in and do 2 implants. Well, when we start talking implants, I went and met with a number of different experts, and they just said, you don't have anywhere near enough root. We're concerned about where that nerve is. Don't do it, do a bridge. And I just didn't want to do a bridge for hygienic reasons. So I listened to her. I came out of the appointment with the heavy metal on, which is harder on the root. She couldn't track mentally because of the COVID. When she went to take them off 6 weeks later, she almost lifted all 4 lower up and out. So at this point, I'm thinking I need someone who can save my situation. Every direction I've gone in has been so frustrating. So I was driving home, I was crying, and I passed Smiles by Design. And I thought, he's the one person who could probably help me. So I made an appointment. I actually made a couple appointments, and I was shown the severity of the lack of root. And I could tell, like, it was asking someone to do something that was so on the edge. Like, why would he take my case? And he was just so nice and so kind-hearted. I remember I just sobbed in the car afterwards, and I'm not someone who cries, but this was really huge for me, and you can tell I'm getting teary now. He said, I have an idea. Let's try putting the teeth in pairs. Every tooth will have a buddy. So it's a buddy system that will cause less tugging on the root. And with less tugging on the root, you'll be able to keep your teeth much, much longer than if we capped each individual tooth. And I said, let's try it. But I did say, how do I know? Because you're so successful, you're not going to retire in 10 years. And by then I'll be in my 70s, and I need you to, he's like, I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. When you're in your 70s, I'll still be practicing. And we went down this path. I was nervous. I saw a couple appointments with the craniosacral specialist so she could get me completely aligned. So the uppers went in just in time for Christmas, which was wonderful. And then the lowers went in, and I have a bridge. It's actually a 5-tooth bridge to really keep things in place. What's interesting is for the first time, and I could not remember how long I could chew. I could actually chew with the teeth touching on the backs. And I didn't realize how not being able to chew had impacted my quality of life so much. I really liked that he was on the cutting edge of technology. He invented some of the things he does, including the buddy system. I felt that he was someone who seems committed to lifelong learning, and as he discovers new information, then I can get the benefit of that. One of the people on his team, Jackie, is a hygienist, and she uses a laser approach to the gum, and she had come up with the suggestion, what if we focus on lasering the gums to get more grip? Since the theory is that if you can get better grip between the gum and the teeth, that could help make up for some of the lack of the root by keeping the teeth secured. So we've been doing that. I'm excited. I'm part of a clinical study she's doing. I'm excited to see how that turns out. And she's just a wealth of knowledge. And I really appreciate Joselle, everybody exchanging information about general care, general health, what can be done. Jackie told me about a laser I can do at home to try to get more healing, exchanging ideas on products. I would say it's a process. It's not a flip a quit switch and everyone gets the same thing and you walk out with this preset smile. I really appreciated how much they worked with me individually for my super complex case that had all these complicated considerations that had to come together in one solution. I don't think there's anyone else that could have done that.